My mom, I love my mom very much, but I actually do sometimes feel like the adult in that relationship. My mom had me when she was 18 years old. She met my father, who was African American and was stationed in England. We lived with my grandmother until my mom remarried my stepfather.
I've had to deal with certain issues. I'm not a closed-minded person. I've had to deal with issues growing up. My sister is mixed race. So when I was little, in the 70s in England, my sister's dad was black, my mum was white. I used to get a lot of kids. I had got a broken nose through it. But I used to get into lots of fights with people about my sister because people were just not accepting. It was a big thing in the 70s to have a mixed race person in the family. You know, they used to say half caste in the 70s. But my sister still doesn't know to this day that, you know. Yeah, it was hard. Sorry. Yeah, it was hard.
When you record, you got a blinking red light until you...
Yeah, got it.
You got it now?
I got it. And then I just start pushing these, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. I met Earl in 1985. My friends would say, I think he likes you. And I'm like, because he was older than me. I didn't quite realize how much older he was than me, you know, well put together.
Michelle is 8 years older than me, so she feels more like a big sister. And so we have a very good relationship. We've always been able to talk pretty openly together.
At least for me to understand when she seems okay.
Michelle and Dad were in a relationship for about 7 or 8 years, or at least at that point. And then they got married, and Zo was born.
Zoe came out, she was just a beautiful baby. In my mind, she was 7 pounds even, which was, the average weight for a little girl. I mean, she was just beautiful. Just a beautiful baby. Beautiful baby.
Yeah, when Zoe was born, it was really exciting. It was really exciting.
There's Wendy and Zoe.
But Winnie and I had a bond that goes all the way back to the day she was born, and Winnie and I have been extremely close. Even though Winnie moved to California 20 years ago, she's been in California now 20 years. We're still extremely close, have been all the time, and that bond is there. And Winnie loves her father, and I love Wendy.
Dad can be kind of a know-it-all sometimes, but I respect that because he's so smart. Yeah, and I always feel like I can ask for help or advice. So, yeah.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Oh,
Wendy and Zoe.
yes.
And I appreciate my dad a lot, because honestly and truly, he's been the easiest in my family to, go through this with. He's been very affirming, very, very affirming.
Today is Father's Day, and I have nothing else to say.
I feel lucky for that. I feel very, very fortunate for that, especially because of his age. Because again, I had no idea what to expect when I first came out, especially from him, just because he's 80 years old. My dad is, I have the oldest dad I think I know. I don't think I've ever met anybody my age who has a dad as old as mine. It's not a joke. I'm just very, very fortunate that he's as chill as he is. Yeah.
Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Zoe.
I'm the last one in my family. There were 7 of us, well, 5 children and mom and dad, and all from North Carolina.
We would go to Hilton Head every summer, and then routinely we would stop by and visit Grandma Thorpe on the way back home.
Oh, you know you can do all that. Willie P can draw faces. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look at that's cherry.
That's
Cherry. That's strawberry. No. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't want your mama done, but I'm going to get her when I get up.
See, Grandma, these are precious memories.
Look at that pretty hair. Look, Zoe, we're going to...
My first crushes in life, I remember being little and thinking about girls and and kind of gathering, I don't even know how I gathered it, but over time that there was something not normal about that, and kind of learning to just kind of put that to the side.
Zoe was always kind of rambunctious, she was tough. When Zoe was a little girl, 2 years old, she was very insistent on doing what she wanted to do.
Shake it. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Pop. Pull south, pop. Shake it. Do the hokey pokey and you pop. Ready? Booey. I can do it. Oh my goodness, let me see you do it. Jump. Run in place.
She was a good girl. I mean, all of them, I think my girls were good girls, you know, they were very obedient. Not obedient in keeping the house clean or keeping the clothes off the floor and that, but, you know, but that's understandable. So, but other than that, she was a good girl. And a little girl.
He was always in the kitchen, newspaper. He'll read the newspaper back to front on a Sunday morning, or every day, but on a Sunday morning in particular. And Zoe, he came in the kitchen one day. Zoe somehow had climbed onto the table. She was a toddler. Put on his glasses and had the newspaper. The glasses were as big as her face. But that's how she saw her dad. It was funny.
Telephone, say bye-bye.
Bye, darling.
Zoe's going to school.
Bye, darling.
Leave the phone, please.
Have a happy day.
This is like one of my most vivid memories. It was like a special day at school, first grade, and we were like making Oreo cookies or something. I don't know, something really cool that I wouldn't want to miss. And it was time to, you know, get ready for school, and my mom wanted me to wear a dress that day. And I just was not having it. Like, I think it was because it was a special day and I just wanted to wear like what I wanted, be like how I wanted to be. And I wasn't having it. And we ended up fighting over it. Because, you know, my mom liked to dress me at that age.
No, we've got you on camera now. Oh, wait till you see this and you
I've got 3 little girls. They were just so fun to dress. I mean, it was just, I don't know. But I remember when Zoe was in maybe kindergarten, you had to wear skirts. Because when I grew up, we wore uniforms. So girls always wore a skirt. And Zoe wanted to wear, I guess, jeans. And I was just like, jeans for school? I mean, and we just battled that day. We battled.
Come on, let's go to school. Oh, Zoe.
Wait till we show you this when you're a big girl.
I remember Zoe telling me, you dress funny. And I'm thinking, no, I'm from England. I mean, you wear skirts for school. So we compromised at that point that I think I said 1 day a week she had to wear a dress or a skirt.
My sister's sort of very, you know, she's got 3 girls. She liked them to be pretty and stuff. And Zoe was always like, wants to be in pants.
And we ended up getting in such like an argument that I just remember crying till I didn't have any more energy. I think I was just kind of like, in my mind, like internalized that experience because I think, like, again, you know, the fight over a dress.
Look what we got. Zoe. Lexi.
Here is the baby.
Look at that.
Somebody help me laugh.
She's your little sister. What's her name?
Scholar.
Yes. Oh, oh, Daddy, she's opening her eyes. Oh, well, she's opening her eyes. Very good.
Scholar.
She knows those voices. Oh, yes.
Kiss.
You want to give her a kiss? I'll let you kiss in a minute. No, I'll take her out. No, we'll take her out and let you kiss. Not now, Liza. Excuse me, Liza.
You hold the Lexi, Mom. I'll get the baby. Let me get it. Say baby. Yeah, that's right, just like that. Alexia, say baby.
And do you see her blanket?
Zoe, you give that one back to Alexia.
There's a little pretty one for Alexia and a big pretty one for Zoe. Yeah.
Just yes, you can hold. Yes. Say baby. Lexia's baby. Zoe's baby. Oh, now you've got. That's why she puts it in the spring. Yes, you've got your own babies now.
I grew up in a house of women. So for me, it's an adjustment because I never raised a boy. We love makeup, we love clothes, we would go to the mall.
In my dreams, I
Alright, what's your school size?
3.
No,
that's in my dreams too.
Alright, now just tell me the truth.
I can't remember.
Oh, fine. No, just.
I feel like I'm on Oprah.
She always to the teachers. And I said, oh, she understands and knows everything. But this year, it's like she's come out of herself. And I think it's good that Zoe is no longer here. She's
because she's not
the big sister.
Yeah, see, that was like when I was a few minutes fast to say, that's what never went to work.
Yeah, we watch you. Yeah.
So part of me feels guilty if I had no idea, and I don't know if Zoe had any idea about himself. Did he not want to dress up like we all did? And, you know, I feel guilty if I push Zoe to be more feminine, and I probably did, than he wanted to be, because I didn't know.
Zoe was a tomboy. I remember Zoe had the pogo stick one time, and she jumped that pogo stick. I guess it was 45 minutes. She didn't miss a jump. Zoe just liked tomboy things.
My sister would be like, why? I just don't understand why, you know, she's so different. She just doesn't want to do, you know, girly things.
She really got into skateboarding. That was Zoe's passion, was skateboarding. What Zoe told me more recently was that she loved being able to go to skateboard with the guys, because when he pulled up his hood off his sweatshirt, nobody could tell that he was a girl. I had no idea. And he just felt free.
Jennifer Quinn.
Don't you know that graduation's very cool? We're on our way to middle school. Oh yeah, breakfast finished now. Time to say goodbye. Teachers say goodbye. Parents start to cry.
It's very scary to acknowledge that you're different in such a way. I went to a department store with my mom and her friend. So I ended up going to a dressing room and taking off my shirt and trying on a shirt, and then I just got stuck. I got stuck on the mirror. And it was like an anxiety attack, I would say. And I was looking at myself and I was like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, but this is like crazy. Like, this is not a good feeling. And thankfully, I don't think I had any other experiences as tremendous as that first one. But yeah, it was like a full-blown anxiety attack. Like, I was sitting in there. I don't think I cried that day, but I was just like looking at myself.
My sister would be calling me and she'd be saying, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, Zoe started pulling out his eyelashes and eyebrows, and it got beautiful eyelashes and eyebrows. And it was like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know what? And I was saying to my sister, well, it's obviously some sort of an anxiety issue because, you know, there's something that's obviously bothering her at the time. And my sister was trying to get to the bottom of it, and Zoe wouldn't say anything. She took Zoe to the doctors.
But not knowing that Zoe had a struggle. I mean, Zoe went through a time in teenagehood where Zoe pulled out his eyebrows and pulled off part of his eyelashes. So I knew there was something going on, but I'm thinking it's the stress of high school, you know, and balancing, you know, classes and sports and SATs and pressure of thinking of college.
But on reflection, speaking to Zoe now, that I think was round about the time when Zoe started his periods. And so that was obviously a big change and was confirming that he was in the body of a woman rather than the way he felt. And so obviously that caused huge anxiety for Zoe, which all makes sense now. But at the time we were, you know, well, what is it? Is there something with school? Is there some, you know, what issue is it? But of course we didn't realise at the time.
You know, I recognise that Zoe, I looked at Zoe more of being a natural beauty. I mean, she loved her hair. And Zoe to me had the most, you know, beautiful hair, wild hair. And didn't really need any makeup anyway. But, you know, sort of resisted against much makeup and that was fine. And dressing up per se, that was fine. Unless, you know, if we're going to church or we're going to an event.
Like figuring out, okay, I guess I'm supposed to wear like hoop earrings, like, you know, maybe a little makeup and like going to the bathroom and like overdoing it or something and coming back with like black eyes to class. And my friend was like, what are you doing? like just weird stuff like that. And I was just like trying to do something that was so clearly not me and so clearly like I wasn't comfortable with. But, you know, you think you're supposed to.
So as, you know, girls mature, Zoe was, you know, I'd be like, so, you know, close your legs, you know, because Zoe would just sit with her legs wide open, wearing skirts.
I didn't even learn like about what anxiety really is until like college, like, you know, and you're learning about stuff and you're like, oh, okay, this is actually a thing. And I think I suffer from that. Looking back, like, it was like I was always trying to do the right thing. I was always trying to be something everywhere. I was always trying to, like, I always was trying to figure out, okay, how do you act at this kind of an event? Or what do you do here? Like, especially like, what do girls do here, right?
He did tell me, I think it was the night before he wrote the blog, that he was going to write a blog and reveal some things. And I said, oh, you don't have to tell anybody about yourself. This is your business. He said, no, I want to tell this. He was telling more than I knew he was going to tell. And the thing he was going to tell was that I am transgender. I didn't know he was going to say that.
And I was thinking, well, her chest looks really flat and, you know, where have her boobs gone, sort of thing, you know? It was like, But obviously, clearly, Zoe had then decided, you know, this is But Zoe hadn't discussed it with any of us at that point.
Zoe sent me a text to say, you know, it's National Coming Out Day tomorrow, and I just want you to know I will be coming out as trans. So I just wanted you to be aware. And I will also be posting it on Facebook.
You know, I'm trans. I told him I'm transgender, you know. And I didn't think it would come as a total shock, like because over that summer again, you know, had my hair cut, was just wearing, you know, finally what I wanted, and it was like, you know, guys' clothes. I mean, what does that really mean? But it was, you know, a drastic shift from a few years of femininity in college. And they were on the other line. There was some silence for a few seconds. I was like, you know, anxiety. And you're like, what are they gonna say? And they were just kind of like, all right, well, you know, okay. Like it wasn't excited for sure. They were not. I wouldn't say they were pleased. I definitely wouldn't say that they were pleased. I wouldn't say there was a negative response either. It was just kind of a flat affect for the most part. But then, you know, with some, okay, well, you know, all right, you know, like kind of like, you know, we don't want you to feel like, you know, it's the end, right? Okay, I'm gonna be starting testosterone next week. And then I got, what? What? That's not are you sure that's a good idea?
For whatever reason, I was going into my office early, and I woke up and I said, oh, Zoe's left his light on. So I peeked in, and Zoe was on the computer. I said, what are you doing? He said, I've decided I'm coming out on Facebook. I'm like, oh, and I've written this long letter, and, you know, he read a little bit to me. He said, oh, good for you, you know. So I went off to work, and it was probably about 6 hours later, I'm driving home, and my phone starts to ring. And it's my mom and my sister. My mom's in Spain. My sister's in England. And I'm like, oh, I was going to call you. I wanted to tell you about Zoe. They said, my mom's like, well, I've already seen this on Facebook. And my sister's like, it's like a death. And I'm like, it's not. You know, my child is happy. I was like, and at the time thinking, you know, I was not really a Facebook user. And so I guess it was a shock for them. But I was like, you know, it's a good thing. I mean, Zoe feels great about himself. This is actually a positive, you know. So we, you know, it's, as I said, I'm sorry, it's a shock. You know, I said, but you know, this is how I look at it. Zoe's done us a favor. I don't have to explain to anybody because Zoe's put it out there. And that if Zoe feels proud about it, good for Zoe, you know. And if somebody asks me, now they know.
It's like a bereavement. That's the way it is for me. That's the way I felt, because I was, for a few days, I cried about it because it was that little Zoe that I know is not there anymore. The little girl's not there anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I had to mourn the death of my sister. That's why I cried. That's why I cried. But then I gained a brother. It made me think, you know, maybe he had been feeling this way for a lot longer. And I felt like I wanted to be there to support. And I didn't know how, you know, we could support. I just felt like kind of helpless. And I felt like I felt like he must feel so alone.
It was a perfect shot and Zoe walked right in it. Wonderful. Bye. Okay. All right, big girls.
I don't want to say I've lost a daughter, because I still feel I have my child who I love dearly, but I do miss that part of the relationship where we would, you know, just chit chat about stuff, and trying to give him that space till he figures that part out.
No, I don't.
She just raced me on a bike ride.
And I won
And
both
she
races.
won. Well, the first one I wasn't considered because I had to stop.
Yeah.
The second one, however, that could be something to do with Mommy took a Pilates class this morning. So maybe I'm a little tired right now. But since the transition, it's sort of like, no, keep out. It makes me feel very sad. I'm hoping that as Zo matures a little bit, he'll realize he doesn't have to do that.
He and his mom have been at loggerheads for a long time. I mean, I can go back to maybe 6, 7 years, so 8 years maybe. Let's say Zoe's 23. I go back 10 years. Oh yeah. And I think it was the fact, and when I look back, you know, she would reach out and say, and be dogmatic about things that a girl ought to do and the way she should do it. And Zoe was resistant then. And I wonder, when I think back, was it that he saw himself as a boy?
I felt pressure in ways that I can't even like keep up with to just be what my mom wanted me to be. I don't know, I felt like I wasn't given the other option to just, the option to be myself in many situations, you know. I didn't feel like, I feel like, and you know, obviously at some point maybe it can be difficult for her to, it could have been difficult for her to know or understand, you know. But it doesn't, that's why I say it doesn't even necessarily have to do with my gender. It goes deeper, because it's like, that doesn't even like, right? Like liking sports, that's not like me trying to be a boy, that's me being Zo. Like that's just me being myself, like as a person, or like me not liking ballet, or like me, you know, not wanting to wear a dress to school. That's just like stuff that like, and you know, and so the putting pressure, like major pressure there, that's not normal. It becomes overwhelming. It became overwhelming.
Because I can remember things going to the point of Zoe would get so frustrated. He pulled the handle off the drawer in there, and so hard he would slam the door so hard it felt like the room was going to fall down. Matter of fact, when there was a hole in his bedroom door now, the hole has been in that door 6, 7 years. He kicked the door in. I mean, just out of frustration with her. You know, he wouldn't strike at her, but, you know, just, so this, you know, has been building. I mean, it's been going on. It didn't occur overnight.
My mom doesn't know how much her words affect me and how much I apparently, how much value I place on her words. Because other people could say that stuff to me, it wouldn't matter. But it's my mom. That's what I'm getting at, is that I have to separate myself for the very fact that I do care so much and I do care about what she thinks of me.
I remember taking him to his little job he had during the summer. He stopped. He said, "Daddy, stop the car. I want to tell you, you're the greatest father in the world." I guess because of the support I was giving him in trying to find himself.
I do feel that I'm the parent of the family, and I mean, Il's a wonderful dad, but Il likes to remain as a wonderful dad, and Il can just sit around, and as long as it's not interfering with Il just pretends he can't hear a thing and just reading his newspaper, you know. So I am the police officer. So I feel with that also, I'm also many times like, you know, I'm the bitch. But I'm not. I'm really just trying to help you, you know, have you done this? Have you done that? Did you call your doctor? Did you do this? You know, do you think you maybe, but I realize maybe I need to let go of some of that too. maybe being, I think you'll always parent your children, but it's not really appreciated.
I think my sister's still struggling, he, she, you know, she says she a lot, which is understandable. Whereas I think Zo gets a bit angry a bit about that he feels that his mum doesn't understand. But I've had to say to Zo, well, Zo, although this is your journey and this is all, you know, it is you, it's not all about you, because this is your mum and your sisters and your dad and, you know, everyone that's close with you. This is very hard for everybody, and everyone, they're all going through a journey with you. It's not just you that's feeling this.
I texted my mom the other day because I was mad, and she responded saying, I wish you would stop making your life more difficult than it needs to be. Good people love and care about you. You have family that loves and cares about you and your well-being very much. Why don't you embrace that and accept the support of people who genuinely care and are willing to take the time rather than fight against it? Your life doesn't have to be so hard, Zo. You could be a poster child for trans, but you have to accept the love and support rather than fight it. You have a choice. Many don't. Take advantage of what you have rather than feeling guilty about it. I don't feel guilty about what I have, but life is hard enough sometimes with everything going right. Don't make it harder for yourself. Okay?
And this is something that my sister can't fix. She just can't do it. And I think that she is struggling with that this is something that she doesn't have any control over.
He's still close to his mom. Nobody wants to be an enemy with mom, unless there's really a reason to be an enemy. Mom gives him hell about the room and other stuff like that. But, you know, when he sits down and think about it, he'll say, well, I can make them with her, and they'll make up. I've seen it happen too many times in the past. They make up. They do make up.
And I feel like my son is pushing me away. And I wonder, is that part of him thinking this is what men do?
I said, give me a hug. And I hadn't hugged him like this maybe in a couple of years or so. So I grabbed him, and we both grabbed each other and hugged. And I realized then what those testosterone shots are doing to him. You know, his body is becoming masculine. I grabbed him and hugged him. We just hugged tight, you know, like we always have done all of her life, you know. And that's when I realized my daughter is really transforming into a man. I mean, his gender is changing, and he's happy, and you know, he has a hair on the chin now.
Anything saying don't do it directly had to do with other people's perceptions, not with my own, right? Not with how I felt. And that's, I think, speaks to kind of like this whole experience. That's one thing that I think can be linked like amongst like all queer people or all trans people. Like that's one thing that unifies us, is that at the end of the day, you know yourself, right? It comes from within. You know who you are better than anybody else. You know what you have to do for yourself better than anybody else. if I had waited around for everybody in my life to be okay with me taking T, I would still not be on T, and to be honest, I don't know if I'd be sitting here before you today, and that's the honest to God truth.
Both shall honor the flag of your country. And your heart allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Obviously Zo is still Zo, but now there's a new person, you know, because obviously Zo's talking differently, dressing differently, acting differently, walking differently.
Mary.
It's getting to know a totally new Zo, as opposed to the little girl. And that's I'm fine with it, but I can see where it's difficult for people, especially people that are really close.
Stop. You can't do that. You can't do it again. I'm not going to do anything. Oh, man.
I'm 13 years old. I'm 13 years old. I'm 13 years old. I'm 13 years old.
May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. Yay! Blow it out, Zoe. One good. Make a wish. Like the old.
Please, I hope not.
The old wish song. Make a wish.
Hold up. Alright, go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, give me that look at the candle again. That's great. Oh, don't pet me, please. No.
Come on, let's get eat the cake. Eat the cake.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Personalities emerging, Henry's more outspoken, Malia quieter. Maria's body at age 4 is finally large enough for doctors to place a dignity kidney, and the girls are still young enough to be able to adapt both physically and psychologically to their new one-leg lives. So the on some other miracle, scheduling the risky and difficult operation. Dr. Rebecca Myers, who separated other twins, will head the surgical team.
Anybody else have any non-X-ray, non-surgery issues that we need to discuss?
Let me get all three of those girls too. Sit there, girls. Don't leave. Don't move till I get over here. Let me get you two.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello, babies. Mwah.
Say hi, Wendy, one more time.
Hi, Wendy.
Zoe!
What did she do?
You're looking away.
Oh, I was? Sorry. Kind of like, oh, Mom, you're taking a picture of your pants.
Oh, now you're impressive. Okay, we ready to cross? Okay, one more. Ready? No, nice one.
I think it's going to be a long time for Zo, but I can already see he's happy, you know, the more things are happening, and I know that the next step he's been talked, we've actually talked about, I'm like, well, what's the next step, Zo? And Zo's like, well, you know, mastectomy is the next thing.
We never talked about his breast, the binder, what holds them together. I'm just hoping he'll just live with that.
In general, I'm read as male, which is bottom line makes me tremendously less anxious, makes me feel tremendously better. At the same time, now I'm like, I need to get top surgery now, right? A year ago, that wasn't as high a priority. Now it's like, gotta do it, because like, this is just like, parts of myself are starting to feel like they just need to go.
Hope that memorial trafficking. Hope that she stopping for gas again. Girl, I just wanna relax again. Pray you gon' bring that shit back again. Pray you gon' bring that shit back again. I know.
Run, run, run. Mama say come home before the street lights do. Ice cream on my front porch and my new football and my A1s too. Watching my happy block, my whole neighborhood hit the diddy.
This sound like growing out my clothes. With stars in my pocket, dreaming about making my hood glow. This sound like every place I would go if I could fly. This feel like every summertime. Fall asleep dreaming about all the places I could go. And every one of them feels so close, still chasing time.
Watching my happy block, my whole neighborhood hit the diddy bop. I don't watching my happy, I know watching my happy, ooh, ooh. Watching my happy block, my whole neighborhood hit the diddy bop.
When I was a kid, you had a box camera, and Mom used to take a picture every time someone got together. It's events in the children's lives, Zoe's life, from the time she was about 2 years old, like I said, until about 14 or 15. And different events, school events, vacations, holidays, birthdays, you name it, snowstorms. So it's sort of a compilation of them in their very candid activities over the years. That's a great looking outfit, Peggy. That's a great looking outfit. Okay. Oh no, you come on. Yeah, you too. I'll get you. I want you too. Come on, Zoe. Get in the car, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Okay, bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
Say bye, Dad.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Zoe. See ya. See you later. Bye-bye. And I'm at that stage in life where I go back in my mind with my videos, my pictures. I do it all the time. That's what you do when you're 80. It says, take time to unwind and enjoy your special day. Happy Father's Day. Hi, Daddy. Happy Father's Day. I hope you know I couldn't find a better daddy than you. Enjoy your day. I love you very much. Love, Zoe. Come here, girl. Come here, give me a kiss. My sugar plum. Thank you, Zoe.
Check out that sunset.
I revisit a lot. I don't do it all the time, but a lot of times I think about, well, let me go back and check out a video. I might give it 20, 30 minutes a day, you know, something like that. And it's just a matter of peace, you know, I like to look at the past.
Me as a girl feels like a lifetime ago. Me even having one chin hair, and I think that was like probably like, what, 11 months ago? Feels like a lifetime ago. Basically, since coming out, like so much, I mean a tremendous amount immediately just went away.
Along Colesville Road, where the trains over.
Yeah, yeah.
They hadn't cleared all that property still. I remember that's where Guilford Ice Cream was, right in there.
Oh. Yeah.
I used to take you down there sometime by that Guilford Ice Cream, right there.
As far as friendships, definitely that was something that made me, you know, I was just very, very concerned with at the beginning. You know, am I gonna lose friends? Truly, you know, am I gonna lose family members? Are people just gonna not wanna be around me anymore? And that, I can't even say like that's really happened, which I'm blessed for.
What's that saying? Human beings having a spiritual experience with spiritual beings, having a human experience, and the fact that, you know, Zo has been born in the wrong body, or, you know, just we're all the same, aren't we? Underneath, we've just got these bodies that we use.
There's no reason to be worried, right? Like, people are cool, like, especially our age. You know, I wonder if I was born 10 years earlier, how much different this process would be, and honestly, like, if I would have made it out, truly.
You know what has maybe somewhat helped me in understanding this? And I can remember when I was a boy. There was a woman in our neighborhood, and she was a nurse. She was a nurse, and she was a nurse. It's in the South. They, believe it or not, they had nurses that would visit the elementary school, a black woman. everybody said, her name was Swells. I don't know what it was her first name, nickname, last name, or whatever. But she was a nice person. And everybody said, oh, she's a, back then, that was a different world. You got to remember, this is in the South. You know how vulgar the people can be with, oh, she's this and that. But I remember she just went her way, and I can never forget, she would come by, my mom and dad ran a grocery store, and that was sort of like a little community center. People would gravitate there in the day. She would come by sometime and have a beer while she's standing there, and she looked and acted like a man, but she was a woman. And everybody said then that, man, she's a woman, You know how the guys on the street would talk, and that went on, and that was implanted in me way back then. That was 70 years ago, or maybe longer, maybe 74 or 5 years ago. I can remember. Remember her at the school coming in and looking at our tonsils and looking in our ears and stuff like that. I can remember that woman from then. So I remember Swells all my life, I thought about, just at different times during my life, I don't know why I thought about Swells. There's no reason for it, but you just flashbacks to things in your life. Something will flash back, and I thought about her, and I haven't seen her maybe in, 60 years at least. 60 years was 1956. No, I know I haven't seen her since then. Probably it was earlier than that.
It's tough because you've known your baby for the last 22 years of their life, as a female, and as supportive as I am, I would hope that from seeing this, Zoe will understand, I get it, and I'm very supportive, and I love you. You're my baby and always will be. But you have to allow me a little time too. And as much as I'm trying, it's tough. It's not tough to acknowledge where you want to be, but it is tough to just see you totally as a male for me, because all my memories of you are she.